All righty, guys and gals, we are back here with LOTC. This is technically Mortis Vision with the Mortises, and I've got Pearl over here to the side. She's over here. Say hey.
Hey, everybody.
Hi. But we got special guest on here, Justin Beahm. What's up, Justin Beahm?
So glad to be connected with you guys. I mean, it after visiting you this year,
Mm-hmm.
I have just missed you guys so much
Same.
since I got back home. And I've messaged Pearl and I have messaged a little bit about that here and there where like out of nowhere I'll just be like, I miss you guys.
Right. Dude, I'm the same way. Like that was when did you come in? April? April?
Yeah, it was spring, I think, yeah.
Oh my God. And it's already sitting here in November almost.
Yeah, the
I
little
know.
corner is really long.
Yeah, this little corner over here where you sat, dude, is so lonely. But it was so
No.
having you
Well,
here.
but it's perfect that here we are. It's Halloween season and it's October. It's early in the month, so we still have this whole month to celebrate and
Yes.
best time of year for us to be connected. Takes me back to the early days of LOTC. And you know what? I was messaging my friend Shane Bundy.
Love
who-
Shane.
You know Shane.
Mhm.
I was messaging with him about being on with you today. And he goes, fuck man, I can't wait to hear that. He goes, LOTC rules. I'm like, it does.
Aw.
And we were just kind of gushing about how great you guys are. But then I realized, I think that back in the day,
Mhm.
and you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe if you know, I'm pretty sure that you were the very first podcast to ever ask to interview me back when I was with Trancas years ago.
Y- I would
Is that
think I
right?
would be one of the few. I would definitely be one of the first.
I
don't
think
know
you,
if
I think you
hope
were the first, Greg.
Dude.
I really think you were.
Uh-huh.
And Shane and I were messaging, and I'm like, it is incredible. This show is still going,
Mm.
that you're still so consistent with it. The audience has only continued to grow. And it's just amazing getting the chance to pop in here with you every once in a while and be a part of it is always so awesome. But just in reflecting on that a little bit, like, holy shit, that was the beginning.
Wow.
That was the very beginning.
I still remember, and Pearl, you weren't here right yet, but when I reached out to Justin, it was because of the Halloween book. You were
Oh,
writing a
really?
Halloween
Yeah.
book. You were working for Trancas Films.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that book, oh, God, I'm still heartbroken on that.
I know.
And we're
I
not going to
still
go
hear
down that.
about it
Yeah,
all
we're
the
not going
time.
down that Halloween rabbit. We're we're bypassing that.
We can talk a little Halloween, but yeah.
We will. There's something we're definitely going to be talking about.
Yeah.
But I still remember, thinking like, oh my God. And then you did the documentary or the movie, and then you had your, oh my God, saw it in the theater. I was like, wow, like I'd never seen. So flash forward X amount of years later, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, and here we are. And
No, that
friends.
was like 2012
So
or
12.
2011 or
Yeah.
12 is when we first would have talked, and we're almost to 2016 now, man.
So you guys became friends.
Or
before the
26.
podcast.
Over Halloween's when was because of Halloween that we connected, of course.
Of course.
Of course it'd be Halloween.
Same with Sean. Like,
Yeah.
the three of us were, and that was back before the LOTC blew up into this team.
Mhm.
But with you and Sean,
Yep.
and just the three of us gushing about Halloween and our love for it, and it was such a quick bond.
Yeah.
And
Aw.
I know that's not why we're talking today, but
No,
I just
no.
wanted to bring that up because
Oh,
it's amazing and it's perfect that it's here October and we're talking.
absolutely.
Good
And
stuff.
we love Shane Bundy over there. Shane, we love you, buddy.
Shane's
And
the
we got to
man.
get Shane back on the podcast for sure.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, absolutely. But we got Justin here for a reason, Pearl.
We do.
We do. And this is the first time we did video with Mortis Vision with the Mortises. So there you go.
Oh,
So there you go.
you're first now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the main reason, which Justin's available anytime for us because he's available for me because I love him.
And likewise.
Yeah, I love him. I want him here. But we're talking about this right here is why. And it is this album, Phantom Lightkeeper. I still got the cellophane because I don't want to take it off. And Pearl said
Yeah.
take it off because it leaves a glare. But I want that cellophane on there, man. I want it forever on there.
And it's got the number on the back too by the barcode.
Yeah, it's right here. Kabam. So there is a number, and I'll tell you, listeners, what this number is. If I can say 12 out of 100. 100 of these made, and I've got number 12, Justin. Look at that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thank you for you guys. Your support's always the best, and
Dude.
I really appreciate it.
This album is what we're going to be talking about, Pearl. Super excited. We got this in the mail, 2 weeks ago, and God forbid, and forgive me, took us forever. We finally got to listen to it last night from start to finish. Pearl
Us?
kept saying, hurry. But man, my schedule has been bonkers.
Oh, I get that.
Look at this album, man. It's solid white. Look at that ghost white. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then you've done this great, I've got this, it's in here, I promise you. And then we got this amazing, amazing, cool little, what do you
the
call
insert,
it?
yeah.
A leaf insert. And our names are on this.
Yeah.
Aw.
Right there. Greg
Yeah, they are.
Morgan, look at that. I was like, dude, what the flip? But that's not why I'm gushing on this album. I'm gushing on this album, Justin, because it freaking rocks. Like this
Aw.
album. And I'm not saying that because you are one of my best friends in the world. I told you, you know, on the side, like, dude, it emotionally connected with me. Like, dude, I was thinking in my mind, and we want to get to that. And we're going to get to some questions. But in my mind, I'm thinking, where was Justin at? Now I'm going to get to you on that, but I'm saying my piece here for 1 second. I put myself as like in a lighthouse by myself in the ocean crashing around me. And I put
Totally.
myself there when I was listening to it last night.
Yeah.
And I thought about William Dafoe in the movie The Lighthouse, which I absolutely
yeah.
love that movie. I put myself as if I was there. And I listened to that song after song after song. And I felt myself getting so emotional in my soul because I'm thinking like, this is deep. Like, it's not just music. Like, this is like somebody's soul, right? And that's what I want to get to, Pearl. And I know you'll have something to say about this, but I wanted to say, like, this is somebody's soul coming out on this album, on this CD that's coming out. And I thought, I put myself in that emotion, and I'm like, holy crap, dude! Like,
No,
my
man.
soul was like bubbling. I'm feeling all these emotions. I'm like, I shouldn't feel all these emotions. I am like, dude, it's so honey, it's so good. Just, I'm serious.
Oh,
And
that means the world to me. Thank you so much. And
You're
for you to
welcome.
find all that in there and there's no words,
Mm-mm.
it's just music. So
you do have one word or one sentence.
I guess there is a little bit of
there is.
yeah.
But Pearl, what you
dialogue.
think of the listening? Then I'm gonna go to you, Justin, because I want to get into the nuts
Sure.
of this
Yeah.
album.
Well,
Yeah.
like you, I did the same, but I always do that.
Yeah.
But this one was different. To me, this felt like, and I'm going to say that because you know how I'm a big Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Love. And we ate there, by the way. Poe,
Yep.
Poe restaurant.
Well, this went beyond poetry.
Oh yeah.
This went invoking my soul. Like, for a person who is such a nonstop, my brain's always going, I'm an overthinker. That's why I'm an insomniac, because my
Definitely.
brain does not shut up. I put this on, and it literally instantly invoked my soul.
Mm.
Like, I felt myself drifting into a quiet path, felt every note,
Yep.
heard everything, and I literally felt like a nice, simple healing in my brain,
Right. That yes.
which I needed
Yeah.
at a. Everyone who knows what time, just a time frame right now,
Mm.
I needed that
Yeah.
heal, like that quiet moment,
Mm.
and I can breathe.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, for a person who loves music, everyone knows how much I love
God,
music.
yeah.
I mean, I got playlist after playlist that runs
Deep.
30 hours.
Deep, Justin. She's got a deep playlist.
This is on the top.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just because of you, Justin. It's because of your talent.
Mm.
Everything that you put into it speaks out loud. So you're like the Edgar Allan Poe of lyrics.
Oh yes.
This was beyond beautiful. So proud of you.
Yes.
This captured and totally grasped every bit of me inside, and it is etched in deeply.
Oh, it is. It is. And Justin, we're not. I don't want anybody to think this. Please do not think this at all. We are not saying this because, Justin, we're best friends with you. We're not. Like, take our friendship out of this whole scenario. I'm telling you, we're not the only ones feeling this, I promise you, because it comes through the speakers as something you just got to listen to it. And Justin, you asked me, like, are you going to listen to it from track 1 to track 14? And I was like, yes. And you were like, that's the way it's meant to be played, right? And that's the way I listened to it, was just like song after. I didn't skip. I didn't do any. Now I went back and listened to some other ones, but and the original initial was I played it from number 1 to 14 and was blown away because I felt like I was going through this journey. I'm telling you, I got chills. I went through this journey with you, man. And I'm thinking in my mind, I tried not to put myself in your head, but I was trying to think where was Justin at in this process, right? So that's where I want to go to you, Justin. I want to come to you and find out where was the concept of this album at? What brought this along and what took place for your journey? Like the writing, the lyrics, because you did everything. You played the every instrument is you. So I got to know because it's just not music. Like this is your soul. I think you will be, honest to say that this is your soul. So explain to the listeners, the viewers, what was the concept of putting this album together?
I don't even know how to um, I don't even know how to thank you guys enough. I really
You
appreciate
just
your words, both of you guys. Man,
we weren't going to
it's
do this, Justin. We were not. We were not.
But this is what the
it's
music
been
is.
it's been a complicated journey for me
Mm.
because I'm really self-conscious about the whole thing. I have been since I finished it. Um, and This week with it coming out, and I sound so crazy. It's a very emotional it's a very emotional thing for me because it when I it was the whole thing was by accident, to your question, that I started because I've always been a drummer. You and I have talked about that,
Yes.
and this summer, so I s- uh, I recently got a not too long ago got a guitar from a friend of mine, John Stalter, and that's rooted in emotion because John and I bonded early on. He lives here in Iowa, not too far from me, and we bonded early on in our love for Nirvana.
Yeah.
And John's been playing guitar for his whole life, and he has a couple of the Jag Kurt Cobain guitars, and there was a point where John was wanting to pare down his collection, and he said, "I have this Jag and I've always thought that if I needed to get rid of it, it needed to go to you, me,
Oh. Yeah.
just because he knows what a huge fan of Kurt I've always been." And so w- I got the guitar from John, and he gave me a little tiny practice amp, like a baby orange practice amp, and a cord,
Mhm.
and and I just started playing around with it through headphones, just monkeying around. And I've never played guitar much. I never did a whole lot of that historically. When I was a kid, it was always just drums,
Mhm.
and so I started having a lot of fun just messing around. And then I started reaching out to people that I knew who played guitar, asking them for advice on pedals, like my friend Josh Luce, who plays surf guitar. He has a great solo surf project called Josh Luce and the Plan 9, and even played drums for him before.
Love the name.
Plan 9, right? He's a big
Yeah. Love playing
Edward.
nine from outer space. We know
Oh
exactly
yeah,
where he's at.
yeah.
Yes.
And so these guys, Brian Tulos, who's plays guitar with Chelsea Wolfe, um, I just reached out to a few people, and they started giving me notes on, well, here's the pedals that I use, and here's what I use for my rig. And so I just started picking a few things up here and there. I got a proper amplifier, and I just started recording stuff. And that isn't me oversimplifying it. It really was just like, well, I want to see what I can do with this because I've done music for film, a few things here and there, but it's mostly just like synthy stuff that I've used in some documentaries and things like that.
Mm.
but I hadn't ever done anything like this. And so it was just simply something to do at night after I was done with my work for the day. My production stuff was wrapped, all my articles were written or whatever, and like my son would be in bed or what, and I put on the headphones and just started playing and recording. And I got a couple songs done and I sent them to just a couple people, and one of which is my buddy Christian Day, who's here in Iowa. He's a big time producer and he does a lot in the documentary space, and he's a longtime friend of mine. He has and he also has a show on Iowa Public Radio called Iowa Basement Tapes. He plays all Iowa-based bands, and knowing the depth of his knowledge for music, plus that uh, he and I share interests. Like we have a lot of similar interests with not just film, but also with music. And so I sent these tracks to like Josh and I think my friend and Shane,
Hmm.
and off to Christian. And Christian was like, "Can I play these on the air?"
Wow. And
And I
what
was
was your
like,
thinking? Like, were you like scared? Like, no, I don't want to do this.
"Absolutely,"
Like,
because the, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing,
mhm.
and certainly didn't have any business being played on the air. And I shared that with Christian, and he was the one that was like the cheerleader, like, "No, man, I really would love to play these. Can I play them?" And he did. And so then it's on the air, and it was that. I mean, the shared support of my friends in the beginning, just sort of cheering me on.
Mhm.
And then when Christian did that, it took it, in my mind, to a completely different arena, like a different level. And it was then that I got that I mean, it was every night I was recording something. I was laying something down. And if I hated it, I'd delete it, throw it away. If I liked it, maybe I could build on it. And I just started doing it. And there was no plan for an album, there was no plan for style. The surf and kind of raw sound of it, that is just that just started happening when I started messing around with the guitar, because I love guitarists.
Mhm.
I've always been a huge guitar nut, even though I never played. But I the list is so long of guitarists that I admire, but like Link Ray and Dick Dale are two really big ones. And then, so in a way, it just was a natural outpouring of the things that I love in a way,
Mhm.
because that's what I'm listening to and that's what came out of me. And then eventually it got to the point where I had so many songs and I'm like, and at that point I was starting to share stuff with more. I think I sent a couple early tracks to you.
You did.
I But I'm so self-conscious about it, Greg,
Mm.
that it wasn't something like I'm just going to throw them online and say, "Hey world, here's this thing I'm doing," because I'm a drummer and I'm a writer and I make this film stuff, and it's a different realm for me.
Right.
And then people started saying, "Okay, well, this is how many. This seems like you have an album now," and I'm like, "Maybe." And before I knew it, I mean, the whole thing was done within like a month,
That's
and that's writing the songs
wow.
and recording them and everything. And okay, I have an album now, so that my headspace for it was just to explore.
Mm.
It's it was just exploring and learning, and I had never, I haven't picked up a bass. I haven't done that stuff before, and it was an experiment, and I fell in love with it. I really fell in love. And the reason why, like when you guys are saying such sweet things, and the reason got me so emotional is just because I can't even begin to tell you how self-conscious I've been about this the last few weeks.
Right. It
And
has to be scary. It has to be.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. And when I was making it, I was in this just kind of mania about it where I just kept going, kept recording, kept recording, kept recording. And then it was like, okay, well, now I need to figure out what to do with it. how do I get this out there? What do I do? And I wrote to a few people asking for advice, like, what can I do with something like this? It's so fucking weird. It doesn't fit neatly into a genre, I don't think. And only after all this shit was done, only after everything was, after the boxes of vinyl had shown up at my house and everything, do I sit back and I was just almost like overwhelmed with fear and self-consciousness about the whole thing. Because I'm like, what have I done? What have I done here? And that sounds super dramatic to say it this way, but with with film, I'm never on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always behind the camera. The only time you even, no one watches the credits at the end of that documentary stuff. That's where my name is. And I'm on some commentaries, but usually only out of necessity or if someone's asked me to join them for their comfort. Mm. So it's never been my place in my work to be up in front. But with this album, it's because it's me doing everything. It just feels so vulnerable to me. And to have you guys connect with it in the way that you're talking about, it just touches me so deeply because it's weird music that I had no plan for, and
Wow.
There's no words. So just to hear that it resonates so deeply with you guys, it's just awesome, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah, because it's wild how that we both had similar emotional experiences, I think, Pearl, but we're both in different headspaces, so to speak.
Yeah.
Pearl's in a different place right now with some things that's happened to her recently, so her headspace is in a little bit different spot than my headspace.
Mm.
But yet we were both getting kind of the same emotions, which speaks.
I think
That's so amazing.
I think so too, because of the fact that Justin already is saying that his anxiety is full of fear and everything, but I think it was just at least this is me thinking this. I could be wrong. But for me, it's like the universe had a way of talking to you. It handed someone an idea to pitch to you. You received it. You needed a way to heal yourself and a little part of you that you do unspoken and you keep a lot in. And this was a way to share it. Words
It's very true.
True.
It's very true. This has been a year of great transition for me.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways. And
you're coming out stronger, Justin. You're coming out when it's all said and done. We've been through a lot, both of you and I, and Pearl. We've all been through lots, and I'm sure you that are watching have had things, and you've gone through things, and and you feel like at the moment that you're in that deep dark forest, and you're like, I'm never going to get out. It all looks the same no matter where you turn, and you're like in the middle of a Tom Gordon, freaking Stephen King novel or something or story. But you come out on the other side and you think, wow, I came through that. And you're like, I feel a little bit stronger, right? So those emotions come through. And for you watching and for you listening, we're going to play a couple clips from this album too. So be prepared. You're going to get to hear some of this so you know what we're talking about. But I believe, as you mentioned, Justin, like this album should be literally played from start to finish. Like literally take that full journey. I'm gonna play a couple clips so you can get a little taste of it. But I really want you, you guys and gals, to buy this album. Whether I don't know how many more albums you have because this was a limited run, correct, of 100.
Yeah, I think I maybe have about half left.
Okay,
I think like
so
50 left.
Very limited. Okay, so and then I'm sure CDs will be out as well.
Yeah, the CDs are same quantity, so yeah.
There you go. So this is a limited run, so you want to get your hands on it, and it comes out as you're watching this. This is October 10th, which is Friday, and it is out officially right now, Pearl. As you're watching this, it's out, right, JB?
Yeah, and because they showed up so early, I was able to, people who were pre-ordering
I got
were,
mine ahead of time. I was like, yeah.
yeah, I couldn't believe
I
it.
felt
I
so good because of the pre-order. I was like, sometimes it's good to pre-order, listeners, but don't let that deter you from buying now. Like seriously. But I'm gonna play a clip right now, Justin, of one of the tracks, and I want to play. I won't play the full song,
Mhm.
but man, this thing sounds really great on vinyl. So I don't know how many of you are vinyl collectors or how many of you are CD collectors, right? Either way, I love to hear the needle on a vinyl record. I love to hear sometimes that innocence of it, but I don't mind CD as well. It's just my car doesn't have a CD player. I put the vinyl on and I can hear it. But I'm gonna play a track right here, a little bit of this one. Let's
And
do
while you're getting it queued up, when people order from my site, the the any format, whether it's the CD or the record, I'll also send you a download link for the full album plus a bonus track. Because there's one track that there's an extra one that isn't on the album proper, and
Mhm.
it's called Fire Spirits. And so anyway, if you buy the album from my site at justinbeam.com, you get a digital download as well with a bonus track.
I love it. So let's look at this. Let's look at one of the songs here. Let's go Shore Ghost, which is your title track of your album,
Mhm.
Phantom Lightkeeper. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. You're in for a treat, guys. I'm telling you, dude. This is so. Let's play a little bit of this track. Mhm. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Justin, I'm gonna pause it right there. Dude, that song kicks, man. That note that you come in with that dun, 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 dun,
Mhm.
dude, I don't know where that come from, but when I was listening to it for the first time, I'm in that moment because I'm a bass player, so I'm listening to the bass groove running in the background. It's really haunting. It's really low. It's kind of mellow, and you're just in that moment. And then all of a sudden, I heard that little, and I was like, "Dude, what is that?" Dude, I perked up. I was like, "Oh!" I got a little chill down my spine. Dude, I love that note, bro.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, and that one, it really is like you said, where you're the headspace that you were in
Mm,
with it is how I was when I was putting the songs together. It really is born out of isolation, and it it was not playing a character or anything. It's not like a gimmick, like I'm Guar and I'm putting on a costume and I'm
yeah,
becoming a
yeah.
character or something. That's not what I'm saying, but very much the mindset when I was writing was someone who, like one of these guys who would live and work in a lighthouse and just be on their own for up to a year at a time or sometimes more, and up against the elements and what they're witnessing, what they're experiencing when they make their way to shore or when they're just watching things dance around light in the forest or whatever.
Mhm.
And that one, that song was very much this, and it just led me there. It's like Stephen King says with writing, he doesn't map anything out. He just follows the characters where they lead him. And
Mm.
it was that way with this. And so the instruments and the music was leading me down a path. And that's why at the point where you turned it off there, you started to hear that chorus.
Yeah.
And it's these haunting, ghostly voices. And I was layering them on top of each other as this chorus kind of built and then tapered away. And I just envisioned this person sitting looking out the window of this lighthouse at night and seeing these things starting to appear on the beach across the ocean
Mm.
in the night, because you see things in the forest at night. I've, and it kind of ties in with a lot of the experiences I've had up in the mountains, because I spend a lot of time in the mountains in Southern California, as you know. And the night is so amazing up there because it's so full of strange sounds and I found a unique piece in that. And so yeah, that shows up a few times on this album,
It really
that kind
does.
of thing.
What do you think of that one, Pearl?
For me, it instantly brought me back to where I was at that first time I heard it.
Right.
For me, it's like I'm sitting in a dark tunnel because I'm comfortable. I'm used to
Mm.
being there.
Mm.
I'm not afraid because I know what's sitting there with me, and it's like I don't want to move. But the moment the song's playing and those little beats are coming up, I'm like, it feels like it's pushing me to the end of the tunnel where the light is. And I'm
Mm.
like, I still don't want to go, but it's like really, really pushing, like enhancing, like, no, there's more out there. Just
Mm.
go look,
Nice.
Mm.
Nice.
That's amazing.
I love it. Some of the tracks, now let's go over your track list here, Justin, for
Yeah.
this album. So we got 14 tracks on here. Side one, you start with Red Tide, and then you go to Funeral at Sea, and then you got Siren, which is a really, all these songs are fire, but Siren, Love, Shore Ghosts, which is the title of your album, Orchid, which is what we just heard, Orchid. Number 6 is Your Lost Island, and then you have Lumbering Giant. And then you flip this album over, you get to side two, and you think, okay, what's side two going? And it's so much better. It's so much better. Like everything just keeps piling and piling, and it gets so much better and better and better. I'm like, what am I doing here, right, Pearl?
hmm
Like every song hits, and we get Sundance for Link. Number 2 on side 2, or would be track number 9, is Leviathan, which I don't know why I pictured Leviathan from Hellraiser.
Oh,
I don't
that's great.
it don't really have anything to do with that. It's not like I'm saying this is music from Hellraiser or anything.
Yeah.
But anytime I hear Leviathan, I always think Hellraiser and that underworld. But anyways, and then you got Idly Wild, which is yeah, it's a banger. Moonlight Strangler, and then you got Night Dance, Raincatcher, and then we'll play a track of this in a few minutes of All Hallows Eve. Yeah, baby. And or we'll do it in our Austin Power. Yeah, baby. I love it. But so many good tracks in here. But it's really, honestly, Justin, I believe you're right. I think listen to this from track 1 all the way to track 14 if you can in one sitting and just really let it soak in, guys and gals. That's what I want to keep saying, because you mentioned that to me, Justin. You were like, when I'm glad you're going to listen to it all at one time, you said, because that's the way
Mhm.
it's meant to be. And I agree. I think that's the way it's meant to be, Pearl. I
hmm
think this one needs to be played over in your head that way. And this is what, a 40 minute album.
Yeah.
Roughly, I'm gonna say probably about that. I think most of
Yep.
your songs are around 2.5, 3 minutes long. Um, so it's not like it's going to take that. You're going to be there an hour and a half or whatever. Like
Mhm.
it's a really. I'm not going to say quick listen. It's not, but it's just a really good listen to take from start to finish. And talking about Idly Wild, I'm gonna play that track. Is there something you can say about that one? If
Yeah, Idlewild. I mean, that's again, Idlewild is the place in the mountains that I go to
Mhm.
all the time. That's like my cocoon where
Yeah.
I'll go to LA and shoot for a week or whatever, and then I need time to clear my head. The city kind of drives me crazy, and I go up there for a few days to just unplug, connect with nature. I've been going up there for so long and spent so much time there that I know the people who run the stores and the newspaper and the I go get groceries and I just hole up in a cabin for a few days. Sometimes I write, sometimes I mean, I love to wander around. There's good hiking up there. But I just feel so at peace there. And it's an unincorporated town, so there's no chain stores or restaurants or anything like that. It's very much an artist kind of, it started as an artist commune many, many moons ago, and lots of snow in the winter. So anyway, this song is meant to evoke the feeling that I get being there. And so, I mean, a lot of side two is, it really was a progression as it went, as I was writing the songs. And you're hearing them almost chronologically as I wrote them. I think there's only maybe one change in order. But as you're listening to this, you're hearing the process of me recording it in real time, kind of like from the first songs through to the last ones. And it just, you can hear things expand as I was going on and as I was getting more invested in it and all of that. And there are tributes to a lot of things on this record. And Idlewild, that track that you're talking about, is totally a tribute to that place. And there's a guitar thing in it because it's meant to be real chill and serene, how I'm describing being up there in the town. But there's the guitar part in it, there's a heavier element to it that is pretty aggressive. And I don't know if it's aggressive's the word, but in my mind, that's almost like when I walk into town. Like,
right.
Here's this invader who shouldn't be here, who is this noisy fucking weirdo. This beautiful place, and here this guy comes and smears the beauty, smears the paint. And so that's kind of, I mean, I don't want to put that image in people's heads. I want you to find what you're going to find in the music. But anyway, when I was writing it, that's kind of where I was thinking.
I love it, dude. It's like the black sheep has come home. Like, oh God, here we go. And it's
God.
Well, let's listen to a little bit of this song and see what it's talking
Black Phillip comes trotting in town.
I love it. Here we go with Idlewild. Wow. Wow, Justin. I get a little bit of that vibe right there now that you're talking about. I'm thinking like, here comes Clint Eastwood coming into town. Right.
Not like some tough guy coming into town.
Yeah, you're like the tough
this
guy.
This guy doesn't belong here. And you stopped it right before it got really aggressive. Like that's the part where it just goes like.
I like because I want you guys to hear it. I want you guys to hear this raw, man. I'm not playing these full songs for you guys and gals. You gotta buy this album.
You gotta get it.
You gotta get it.
No.
And dude, that aggressiveness that you got in this song. You got to listen to the rest of it. It's like 50 more seconds left. I'm telling you, it's a banger. It's a fire banger. Dude, this whole album, I'm serious, like legit, is so good, Justin. It's
Thank
one of
you.
those that, it's going to be on Spotify, all these places, so you can listen to it as well, correct?
Mhm. Yep.
So buy the album. I'm telling you, buy the album. You can get Spotify or whatever and listen to it while you're driving down the road, but get the album so when you're sitting at home and you're like, maybe you're reading or you're just wanting to get into a space where you want to dim the lights, maybe put a candle out or something, and then just really condense yourself down, like really just compress yourself down and just let your brain open up and let your soul just come into contact with this album and listen to it from track 1 to track 14. I promise you, you will have an emotional connection. It's going to hit you. I promise you.
It's
Uh,
it's on Bandcamp too.
okay.
So
Okay.
there were pre-orders on there,
Hmm.
and so that'll be out. Well, today as the episode lands
Yeah.
on Friday too, and then yeah, it'll be on Spotify and I think Apple Music. I mean, I don't remember all the places that it's distributed out to, but
Yeah.
yeah, it should be available pretty much anywhere that there's streaming music, as far as I'm aware.
But what I want to do is us sell this thing out. Like I want us to like legit, Justin, I want you to be sold out to the point that it's like, man, I don't have any more I can give out. Like there's nothing left. Like what am I going to do?
I know, especially with 50 copies being left, you do not want to miss out on that. I mean,
Mm-mm.
it's beautiful. And they're coming from Waxwork?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Waxwork record, Justin. Come on, bro. How
They
in
are
the world did that process happen? Like Waxwork is one of the most epic of epic record release label companies. Like
yeah.
they distributors. Like they do. I've got so many Waxwork records, man. That's insane, and I love them. Like they put so much care. That's where
Mhm.
this freaking album came from, Justin. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was a process of me trying to figure out where to get it pressed. And there are lots of, not a lot, but there are plenty of presses that you can get them done at.
Hmm.
But I was like, if I'm going to do this, I really want to do it the right way. And I want people to trust in what it is because they're not going to know anything about it. And it's so weird. And so if I'm like, okay, how can I help instill some confidence in people who have no reason to buy this thing? And I reached out to Waxwork about doing a run. And it's a very short run for them. You know, most records have 2,000, 10,000,
Right.
whatever made, and they were so great to work with and so open to the whole thing
Awesome.
and offered me all these different options. I wanted that white, that ghostly
Yeah.
look to the vinyl itself. They were happy to do that. I was like, can you make them numbered? And they're like, yeah, we can do that. And then I'm like, I'd like to put an insert. I mean, it was just like one thing after another. And they were so responsive to me the whole time. The gal that I was teaming with inside there, I cannot say enough good things about her and about them. And then, I mean, the reason the release date outside of me, I mean, I did want it to land in October,
Hmm.
but the original projection on receiving the records was actually today.
Oh wow.
Today was as we're recording. So this is Wednesday, October 8th. That was the original estimate on when I would actually get them in the mail.
Mm.
And they were almost a full month early on
Yeah.
delivery of this thing, which I could not believe. And John 5 today put out some press release thing. He has a new album coming out, and he's like, wherever he got his pressed, they have delays on
Yeah.
that. And so, and you see that stuff all the time. And so I am just blown away, not just by how great they've been, but also the speed at which Waxwork worked with this stuff.
Mm.
And I'm a huge fan of how they approach pressing because you'll see a lot of different gimmicks that are out there for different records, like the gram weight and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some people I have a friend who runs a record label, and he's like, that's kind of just a gimmick. But I did bring that up to my gal at Waxwork, and I said, so, and anyway, she's like, our records come out heavier than most. We
It's
They are
heavy.
it's naturally like a heavier record, a thicker record. And they also, when they press them, the way they do it is there's an extra bit of patience involved with each one of them. So when you put it on your turntable, it's almost perfectly flat when it's playing, which is important for the stylists and on the record players, for the needle to remain really engaged and embedded in there. The flatter the record, the better. And we've all put records on that look like,
I know, right?
you know.
This one doesn't. This one is completely, it's there flat, dude. Pearl.
I'm glad yours is too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and Shane even sent me a little video of that when he was first playing his, and he was like, "Man, I don't have any records that are this flat, like this perfect." Just amazing. Waxwork has been incredible, and my hope is with this to sort of prove something maybe with this original run. And I would love it if a proper label might pick it up or something like that. Or if nothing else, maybe the second record, maybe
Yeah.
that can be with, and there's so many different indie labels out there now. It doesn't have to be a surf label necessarily, because I don't know how into it traditional surf fans would be or anything like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, I hope that there's more life in this beyond just these 100 records and 100 CDs.
How cool would it be that 3 years down the road, let's just call it 3 years. How cool would it be 3 years down the road? You got some surf punk band out, or some band comes out and they like literally take and use one or two of your songs, man, and are doing it as like a not a what karaoke is not the word. What's the brain fart? Doing the song for themselves, like
Oh my gosh.
what
Like,
is
oh,
it?
like covering it?
Yeah, like a cover
Oh,
song.
that
Thank
would be
you. Why not?
insanity.
Instead of karaoke, a cover. How cool would it be? Or in a movie, somebody's like, Justin, we want to use your song right here. We think this will work great in this Point Break song, right here. We want to use this track. And you're like, sure, why not? Dude, how cool would that be? Like, or maybe Robert Eggers says, hey, I need to do Lighthouse Part 2. Oh, wait, gee, I've got the whole soundtrack right here.
Or
Oh
maybe
my gosh.
rushing through traffic because we're trying to hurry up and get to the concert because he's going to be on in 5 minutes.
Would you
Hurry
be,
up.
would this be something, Justin, where John Carpenter contact you, say, hey, look, I'm fixing to go on tour. I'm going to do, Lost Theme 62. I don't know. I mean, he's got like
I
five.
hope he gets there.
I do too. I hope he does. But like, Justin, I'd love for you to come out and hit the road with me and open up with me. Can you play some of your Shore Ghosts and do a little opening gig for me? Is that something you would entertain if somebody said that? Would you go on the road and do this? It would be hard because you're by yourself and you got all these instruments, but I'm just saying.
Well, I've like Brooke Hoover he's a guitarist here in Cedar Rapids. He has a great band called the Surf Zombies. And I did a little bit of recording with Brooke earlier this summer. He like set up my guitars for me, so when I would get a new guitar, he would take it into his shop and clean it up and make sure the intonation's right and everything. Brooke also is the most prolific guitar educator in the area. So just thousands, probably, certainly hundreds of kids over the years learned how to play from him. So he loves to support other people, and he's been very supportive of me. I was scared to death to send him this record. And eventually, when it was time,
Mhm.
when it was all done, that's when I started, like when it was already sent off to Waxwork
Yeah.
and the CD press and everything. That's when I was like, okay, now maybe I can share it with a few people. And I sent it to Brooke, and he sent back the nicest comments. And one of them I put on the hype sticker on the front of the vinyl. That's where he called it soundtrack ready nightmare surf. And I was like, man, that is such a nice, that I love that. I'm
Mhm.
glad you hear all that in there. And that's like the perfect kind of
Yeah.
tagline for this thing.
Mhm.
But he has been pushing me, asking me about playing out. And am I going to put a band together? And he said, you could do it solo, because he does a solo thing where he has backing tracks with him. My friend Josh, who I mentioned, he does solo thing with backing tracks. I don't think I'd be that comfortable playing along with just like pre-recorded backing tracks,
Mhm.
but I am really thinking about getting a band together. But it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
it's hard to find people who are dedicated to a band. I was in a 50s review thing earlier this year, and
Mhm.
even that with guys who were all retired, but me pretty much. It's like even getting people to come together and make it to practice and work on stuff. It's a real challenge. So
It is.
I haven't put a band together since I was in high school, and I don't know how easy this is going to be, but I definitely do want to play out, and
Pearl,
I
we
need
could
to.
totally do that.
Yeah.
Pearl could hold the tambourine, and I'll come out and do the,
There you go. The
you know,
bass.
I'll play a little bit of bass for you, and
Yeah.
we'll get.
I would love it. I miss playing out. I really do. I miss it so bad. And I used to play a lot with a number of different kinds of bands and different settings and festivals and whatever over the years. And I really miss that feeling and the camaraderie among guys in a band. It's like when I play hockey, it's the same thing. It's like you form this certain union that's very special with the language that you're speaking. And
Hmm.
with this, it's kind of complicated because there's so many instruments in some of these songs, and so I would have to for sure have someone who does synths and triggers, and I'd have to have at least I'd have to have one other guitar probably. I'd have to have bass.
Hmm.
So it's going to be a few people wrangling all this. I don't know how. I don't know when I'm going to find the time or anything like that with my schedule, but I
Right.
really want to. I
I
really
hope
do.
so. I hope this works out for you, dude. I do.
Thank you.
But I really want everybody to, we'll keep saying it, like really purchase this album, and that's through Reverend Entertainment. Go to Reverend Entertainment or justinbeam.com, correct?
Mhm.
And click the link and go ahead and purchase this. And like you said, you will get that digital download once you buy it as well, so you'll have that, correct?
Yeah, yeah. And then I mean, it's literally these are sitting in my living room. And so I had, and because I wasn't sure, so I'm packing them
Mm-hmm.
and driving over to the post office
Oh,
anytime
wow.
someone orders and all that stuff. But because the numbering on the back is above the barcode and it's kind of subtle, I
Uh-huh.
wasn't sure if people were going to catch it or even keep the shrink on there to preserve that because it's a numbered thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I did, when you order it from me, you get, in addition, there'll be a black envelope
Mm-hmm.
in the box.
Yeah.
And inside of it, and inside is, do you have that certificate there
I
that
do.
came in?
Yeah. Yeah. Pearl
So
grabbed it for me. Yeah.
just because I was really paranoid about people feeling ripped off with
Mm.
the number being so small on the back, and so here I include this card that says what number copy you have out of 100,
Check out that
and
envelope
there you go.
with
And
the
there's the
red
wax
seal.
seal.
The wax seal was like icing, and it's got a PL. Let's see if y'all can see that real close. So that's for Phantom
Yeah.
Lightkeeper. And then you open it up, and this was what was in. And this was exciting because I was like, "Dude, we got a letter." I was like, "What is this?" And here it is. Like, check this out. So number 12 of 100, which matches the seal, and there's Justin right here. Boom, boom. And look at this. You even get that pretty lug right there,
I didn't know what to put on the back.
dude. That's
My friend
awesome.
Canyon, who does these amazing, he's always taken the photos of me. And we went out and did a shoot of like, I don't know, 2 days before I sent that off to print, and
Mhm.
which was awesome. And he's such a great photographer, and he cleaned up the pictures and sent them to me and stuff. So that's one of the promotional images that is with the press kit that I sent out to different media outlets and
And of
all
course
that.
that pretty face right there on the back of the album. Look at
If
that.
you look, I took that picture. If you look like in the direction that I'm looking, and
Uh-huh.
opposite on the back of it, you can't really see it because of the reflection, but opposite of the track listing in the background there, what I wanted to do with that picture is they used to do these old tin type tin type photos were the thing, like back in the West in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
in the early days of photography, and the wet print tin type is what I was going for with that. But I've also been fascinated, like I collect old postcards and things, and I've
Mhm.
growing up loving really old photography and photography styles and things. And one of the really weird things that people used to do when they wanted a picture of their baby
Mhm.
is they would put the mom or the dad, whoever, usually the mom, under a black sheet,
Oh wow.
and they would sit in a chair and then they would hold the baby so it almost looked like the baby was just sitting in a chair by itself. And you can find it under, if you search for that on eBay or wherever,
Yeah.
you can find postcards and all kinds of old photos. But you can totally tell that it's a person underneath there. But it's so creepy and weird. And so I wanted that with my guitar.
Hmm.
And so if you look at that back cover there, it looks like someone's under that sheet holding the guitar, and that's just a throwback to really old style, this old approach. And I love kids and everything, and
Yeah.
so I guess that's my kid in the picture. And but
Yeah.
here,
I hope you can see it. If you can't see it, I can see it, but I know I don't want to take the cellophane off of it. But here's the guitar, and I don't. It's really hard to see.
you
I'm
can
trying.
kind of see it there.
There's
Anyway, it's a
there's
weird
feet right
thing.
here.
It's
That
a weird thing, but I really wanted that to be back there. And
I see.
what it was I have a foam head that
Mm.
I had a Michael Myers mask on, and I pulled that off and I taped it to the back of a chair
Hmm.
so it's sitting there, and then I draped the cloth stuff like the curtain over the top of it, and I'm like, oh, this is so perfect.
I
It
love it.
totally looks like one of those old photos. So
I
anyway,
love it.
I took that picture. Now the front cover, I do want to mention
Hmm.
the photographer who took that front cover image. Her name's Nikki Nark.
Okay.
Her website is printhouse.co. So printhaus.co. Her address is in the insert there, so
Okay. All right.
you can reference that.
Hmm.
But I have been obsessed with her photography for many, many years. And that is a photo, the one that's on the cover, that I've had on my wall for a long, long time.
Wow.
And I doctored it a little bit to match that tintype look on the back cover. That
Hmm.
was one of Josh's suggestions, like, oh no, maybe you want to have it match. But she sells prints of her photographs, and that's one of them. And I wrote to her and just said, hey, because it's when I'm thinking about this record, that image on my wall, I'm walking past it literally every day, number of times, and I just kept thinking I would love something like that for the cover. I would love something similar. And then I just thought, I'm just going to ask her.
Hmm.
And to my surprise, she was totally down
Oh,
and
wow.
very excited to contribute to it in that way. And so it's
Rest
her
is history.
cover. Yeah. And I think
It
it's
fits it.
very much in line with the music,
It
I
fits it.
think.
It really does. It's like it puts you in a mood for sure. Once
Yeah.
you put this album on, I don't know how if you listen to vinyl. I don't know how you listen to vinyl. If you're watching this, Pearl and I will typically put the record on, drop the glass, and we'll put the album, or I like to put the album on top of it,
Oh, yeah.
and it just kind of sits there.
That's the
So,
experience, right?
right. So you
Yeah.
see it and you're listening and you keep looking at the cover because covers are huge for vinyl records, right? It's like
Hmm.
eh, whatever, this is important. So I like it. So I'll do that. I'll put it on top of the record player itself while the record's playing and I'll see the album. And it fits it. It just really hits that mood right. But Pearl, I think we're going to play one more track right here
Okay.
because we'll wrap this up pretty soon here. But I want to go to this one track, and Justin knows exactly which one I'm going to go to.
I thought this would be first that you might want to
Well,
play.
I'm gonna try to, and I'm just gonna try to get a little something different. Now, this, not saying this is my favorite track on the album because they're all my favorite, but we'll just play it and you'll understand why I like this one. Here we go. That is so poetic. That song hits in so many ways, man. It's like, dude, not only the we hear it, but there's so much of that ambience going on in the background, and then you're coming in with that surf rock sound, man. It just freaking works, bro. That works.
The beginning of that, I didn't, that was another accident. I was just playing around with that song one day, and then I just like everything else, started recording on it. Then I was like, oh, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was initially doing something that was not so directly the Halloween theme.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I don't want to get in trouble for that. But then I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just going to license this. So I
Right.
licensed it, and
Right.
now so I could play it proper, you
Mm.
know. And the beginning, I really wanted the opening of that song to feel like the opening credits for Halloween 4.
I knew it. I knew it,
You,
Justin.
did you
You
hear
and
that?
I have such a love for. Oh, I absolutely felt that 100%. That's that whole Iowa farmland, that opening, which is one of the greatest openings in any of the Halloween franchise, is Halloween 4,
I agree.
hands down,
I
hands down.
love it.
And I
Th-
felt it 100%, brother.
It's just like wind and this ambient kind of thing.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean, that track is a real, like we were talking about initially talking for the first interview for LOTC so many years ago,
Hmm.
was because of my work with Halloween, right? And that's
Right.
what, after Fango and Famous Monsters, like it was really the Halloween stuff that put me in the business,
Hmm.
because doing the commentaries on 4 and 5 for those first Blu-rays, that's the first special feature work I ever did, and that's what drew the attention of Shout Factory, and that then blew up. Like everything changed in my life, and so and that book never happened. I do still hear about that from people from time to time, and I dearly love the franchise, the movies, and John. And so I wanted to pay tribute to him, to Carpenter, and I don't know if it's farewell. It's it's certainly a nod to those movies, but in a way, it's kind of like my way to pay tribute to what gave me my start for sure. I can at least say that it's a way for me to pay tribute to that
That
and to
full
Carpenter.
circle thing, you coming
Yeah,
around. I love it.
yeah.
I love it. What'd you think of that one, Pearl? Now, keep in
I
mind, she's not the biggest Halloween nut. I'm the nut.
Mhm.
I'm the I'm the one that's all about Halloween. Pearl's not that big, but go ahead, though.
I still, no matter what, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Halloween fan, but I still like Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for me, it took me a different direction. I don't know if because I'm already cray cray in the head myself, that it took me already holding a knife. Shut up. And I already was like
Yeah.
imaging like the movie because it was taking me there, but in a different form. I'm like, yeah, Michael, you were doing it wrong. Let me show you how to do it.
Right.
So that's
Right.
where I was
Yeah.
going with
Like
it.
this is the way the song should have sounded, John.
Oh no.
No, what are you doing, John? It should have
No
sounded
way.
like this.
Mhm.
I love this album, Justin. I absolutely, positively, 100% love this album,
Thank you.
and it will be listened to numerous, numerous times. I promise you, in this family. And it's one of those that is dropping, Pearl, October 10th. As you're watching and listening to this, it is available to the masses, to you out there. So, Justin, give it where they can pick it up once again.
If you go to justinbeam.com, you can get the CD or the vinyl and or the vinyl. And then it's also at bandcamp.com, and I think it's bandcamp.com/Phantom Lightkeeper. I can't remember the exact address. And then like I said, it will be on Spotify too, if you just want to check it out. And I
Mhm.
think I have it linked to purchase on there as well. But then in terms of the other streaming services, I'm not entirely certain I can't remember the list of where all they go, but it should be on Apple Music and Amazon Music maybe. It's not available on Amazon as the physical releases, but
Mhm.
streaming wise, it should be just about everywhere. But yeah, I mean, if you pick up those physical copies. I mean, I'd be thrilled to mail one out to you and, you know,
How
send that out
cool
right
is
away.
it? Like, check this out. Not only are you buying, which is helping you, Justin, let's be honest. Like
Yeah.
it's a passion project, but it's also, it's income as well. So,
Hmm.
it's easy to stream stuff. It's easy to get free music out there and that. And I do it. I listen to it Spotify all the time at work. I listen to podcasts all the time through Spotify.
Yeah.
But man, to purchase this and know that your hands are touching the physical copy to go into the mail to get sent out. You don't have many albums are done that way. You don't have Motley Crue sitting and Nikki Sixx sitting in his living room with a box full of CDs and vinyl, and he's releasing the next Motley Crue album and touching it and sending it. You don't get that, right? You're getting that with Justin. Like you're legit getting Justin Beahm in his living room, taking it, packaging it, and saying, "Here we go." To the mail room. I mean, it's driving in your car with you. I mean, how cool is that, dude? I'm not. It's kind of like not making fun, but it's kind of being like, dude, listen to that. Like, bro, it's going with Justin to you. And I want you guys and gals to please buy this. Please, please buy it. I don't care if you stream it later on, but I want everybody to buy it. I want us to sell this out. And it'll help Justin out, but it'll also help get this music into the soul of others, like Pearl and I, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want. I want us to all here at LOTC, here in YouTube world, wherever you're listening to this, please do it. Please, please go out and get it. I'm telling you, it's coming. And I didn't even ask Justin. Phantom Lightkeeper. Why Phantom Lightkeeper?
It's exactly what we were talking about earlier, where I've one of my back when I marched in drum and bugle corps
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid. One of my favorite corps was Phantom Regiment out of Rosemont, Illinois. And they were this huge corps. We were this little tiny thing, but they were this massive presence. And they would come to the field and be draped in
Nice.
all white helmets, white. I remember, and there was one year where it was all black and they were like this doom squad marching onto the field. I always thought it was so cool, their name, their look. And so Phantom has always been, and then I love Phantom of the Opera too, the movies, the musical and all that stuff. Pearl, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just love that concept. In fact, the first thing that I ever probably wrote for people to do in junior high, I just remembered this. When I was in junior high, I wrote a play based on Phantom of the Opera called Phantom of the Junior High, which is a very creative name
Wow.
for a
Yeah.
how lazy. But I wrote so
No, that's
I
awesome.
wrote this play and then somehow convinced the vocal director to
Mm.
like we did it. So we actually like my school put the play on. So the first thing I wrote that people actually like participated in was Phantom of the Junior High, which I just remembered. That's like a blocked memory in the back
Wow.
recesses of my mind. So I've been long obsessed too with lighthouses when I travel. If I go to the coast, I remember years and years ago going out to the Outer Banks
Mhm.
and on a vacation and stopping at a couple lighthouses out there. I love when I watch shows like Ghost Hunters and they go and
Yeah.
investigate a lighthouse.
Yeah.
There's just a real romance for me and a real relatable element, like I was saying earlier, to the idea that people would go and surrender themselves to that environment for that duration of time, knowing that they're going to be on their own throughout all of that. And many of those lightkeepers became so lightkeeper means it's the person who runs the lighthouse, right? They
Right.
used to have to fill the oil and the lamps and all that stuff to keep people safe out in the ocean, but they
Mhm.
were kind of sacrificing their own world to do that. They were willing to just give themselves to that need and that role. And many of those guys, if you look back through old logs that they would keep, there's many books written about that world and some documentaries. There's a great YouTube channel that tells all these great stories of ships and lighthouses on the Great Lakes. And many of them did become musicians. They would become writers
Oh
because they
wow.
were so bored. They didn't have much else to do. And they would, it's almost like this like the world forcing them to be creative.
Yeah.
And you said something earlier that I hadn't really considered in this whole process, but I think in a way that was kind of the same thing for me in making this, because it has been a challenge, in a lot of ways a great year, but a very challenging year that began with a huge transition in work and personal, and it was like something like I needed to have something work through me. I'm
Yeah.
my friend, it's so funny what you guys were saying about it too, because I'm friends with Elias Marish, who made Shadow of the Vampire
Oh wow.
and
Yeah. Great movie.
Begotten, and yeah.
Wow.
And when I was out in LA last time and I was with him, I mentioned that I had started on this project, and he was like, "Oh man, when it's done, please send it to me." And I sent it to him, and he just emailed me back a couple days ago saying that he listened to it from front to back too,
Nice.
because we both, in that same conversation when I was at his house, we were talking about the album experience being kind of lost now in a lot of ways,
Hmm.
because it's almost like music has reverted back to the single format that it was in the early days, just the 45 with a song on one side, a song on
Yeah.
another. And now it's kind of that again. It's very single based culture with music. And anyway, we were mourning that and talking about this Coltrane album that he's obsessed with, his last recorded concert. And anyway, he sent me this really nice email where and I put a post up with the quote in there from it just because it was so not expected, and in a way, but after what you said,
Mhm.
I think I might not have even properly read into his comment initially when he sent it to me. But I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, but he said that the album really moved him, and he said he could tell that it was an artist in transition.
Mhm.
And um, I should have had that pulled up here. Oh wait, let me get it.
Mhm.
You can cut this part out. Bear with me, Greg. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I want to properly quote him because it was
Yeah.
really nice what he said.
Well, that whole movie, man, just Shadow of a Vampire, anyways. Holy crap.
Shadow of the Vampire is fucking amazing.
William
And Begotten,
Dafoe. Oh my God. Oh, Begotten is
be,
such a under. I don't want to say underappreciated, but it's not talked about much.
it
It's
it
really.
was hugely influential for being an art film, like an indie art film. It was so wildly influential. I mean, the entire look of, I don't know, it was a very kind of it inspired a lot of people to make film, and it inspired a lot of people in different types of entertainment to do something different.
Yeah.
Begotten did. It's a very unique kind of movie. But so here's what Elias sent me. He said, I listened to the whole album from beginning to end in a single sitting. It felt like a motorcycle ride to the end of the road. That liminal space where the world falls away and sound becomes wind, memory, and motion. It spoke deeply to me, an artist breaking form, rediscovering the instrument as a vessel for transformation. And that's kind of like what you were saying earlier.
It's
And
100% what I feel.
but I do think, and I hadn't thought about that till you and I were sitting here talking, that it's like this experience kind of had to happen for me.
Mm.
And there's no words because I think words get in the way a lot in a lot of things.
Mm.
I watch a lot of silent films now. I've always loved instrumental music and film scores and things. And so I do. I think this was something that I needed to do
Yeah.
for
I,
whatever reasons.
yeah, I think it was for you to get it out, but I think it was for people like myself, like Pearl, like individuals that's going to listen to this album. I think it's also a a healing tool for us as well. Like I think it's going to be an instrument that's going to bleed through us and help our souls too as well because it is a journey. It's definitely that was poetic. Like he said it way better than
Yeah,
I did.
definitely.
But like literally, I can see what he's talking about on that road with the motorcycle you're riding down, and all of a sudden the road ends, and you know that's he's a freaking filmmaker, writer, director,
Yeah.
genius, right? So he should be able to do that.
But
Thank you for saying what I meant to say.
the transformation thing, though, is really the reason why I wanted to
Right.
to include that here, because it's also a tribute. Because I appreciate him sending such kind words.
Sure.
But I, it really is that for me.
Yeah.
It's that creatively, because in everything else that I'm doing work-wise and all that, there's always a bunch of people involved, and I'm satisfying a studio or a distributor, and there's a lot of bumpers around things that you can and can't present and whatever. But having this kind of just complete creative openness was amazing, and the most refreshing and inspiring process, even though there's all the self-conscious shit afterwards. But like, just, it was so amazing.
You're an artist. You're an artist, and that goes with the territory. You just got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And know that you're doing a good work, and it definitely worked. Pearl, what do you got on anything else that we haven't talked about, or anything else you'd want to mention before we wrap this one up?
Well, the one thing I want to mention that I feel that needs a little addressing,
Mhm.
but because this is the spiritual side of me that I have to mention it, because also the superstitious part of me that I feel like if it doesn't get mentioned, I don't want the good luck to go away, so I want to keep it there.
Right. All right.
This something symbolizes wisdom, intuition, the ability to see hidden, acting as a guide through life's challenges, particularly for times of change and transition. It is a totem, it is an owl. And it's because the owl, he's seen the owl so many times,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of like open door guidance for his life that was coming to change. And he's transitioning into it.
There you go, Justin. The owl.
That's amazing. That owl, I've posted about that guy. I heard him last night. Or the night before, he was outside again.
Wow.
And he comes and sits right outside the porch here where I live. And
Which is a little odd, right? I mean,
to go to the same place, maybe. He's not there all the time.
Well, that's the thing. Every animal totem comes to a person when they feel like they have a message to translate. They'll keep coming until you get it, and they'll keep coming until it happens.
Hmm.
So once things start happening a little more, you might not see them as much anymore because you kind of got the idea now.
Yeah. So he knows
Wow.
you kind of transitioned over now. So that's really cool, man.
That's amazing, Pearl. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know I don't really know much about that world, but that's really fascinating to consider.
I go to her on all that.
Yeah.
And
She's great
and
at that.
the dragonflies and the crows and the different things and the meanings,
Right.
and it's mind blowing.
Everything
Yeah.
we do in life means something.
Mhm.
Even the dreams, even the music, everything. Everything means something. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
So justinbeahm.com is where you pick it up. Get your copy of the Phantom Lightkeeper, and I'm Shore Ghost is the name of the album. Yes, love.
And also, don't forget to get merchandise. We got an awesome shirt coming in, and stickers, and all that kind of goodie. So don't forget that too.
Yes. Oh, I should wear my Justin Beahm shirt.
You should
God, what
have,
an
but you
epic.
You got to
didn't.
wear LOTC, man.
Well, I mean,
that
I
shirt's so cool.
This
That's
is
a
cool,
great
but it's
shirt.
not as cool as Justin Beahm. I'm just saying. You go to justinbeahm.com and do order some merchandise. Like, bro, my favorite shirt of yours so far, I do like the Witch Girl. I'm a little partial to that one.
That's retired now.
I
Yeah.
know, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the DVD, Blu-ray, VHS, because I'm a physical media collector,
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love that print. But you got some really cool stuff over there. So go to justinbeahm.com. Get the album. If you don't get vinyl, that's fine. Get the CD or get both. You can have both, right, Justin? You'll ship both of them out at the same time.
That's like cheaper if you get both than buying them individually. Yeah, I
Right.
have a thing on there with the both.
See, you could get a discount. Good Lord.
And plus, it's beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
translucent white. It's
Oh,
like
it's
literally
freaking
having an oracle in your hand.
Yes.
It takes you anywhere.
This does not do justice of how beautiful this album is, dude. I'm telling you, it looks gorgeous. And when it's on that turntable rotating, it's so haunting to hear it. and you're looking at this ghostly white album. I'm telling you, it's perfect. You nailed it when you said, "Let me go with this color," because you nailed it.
Oh, good.
Waxwork Record put it out, so you got top notch. This is state of the art. Your CDs are going to be great, so definitely get all these. I want you to please, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, LOTC community, I'm calling you out. Let's buy the rest of these copies. Let's sell these out for Justin and see where it goes from there. But Justin, for thank you for giving me this insight into your world, because this is your world that you've brought to me, and then I'm able to take this and absorb it and bring out of it what I need, and it healed me some too. I'm not going to lie. So, Pearl, what you got in closing?
And I want to say thank you for giving me stepping stones to start my healing process as well. You
Yeah.
truly have given so much of you into this album, and thank you for that, because, like I said, it's words unspoken, and to get to know someone doesn't always take words. And thank you for this.
Thank you guys so much for all this and for reaching out with the idea to do this, to have this conversation. And God, your support's always meant the world. And I just so appreciate and love you guys. And thank you for spotlighting this, especially on this week, on this day. Like,
Perfect
it's
time.
crazy.
Perfect time. As you were watching this or listening to this, October 10th, 2025, it is available to the masses. It's out there. Limited runs. Get it. I gotta give it out to Alexander, our boy Alexander, man. Get this CD, man. He has a massive CD collection, Justin. He's in Detroit. He may have the most CDs I've ever seen of any man, and I don't know exactly how many he's got, but it's a lot. This CD should be in your collection, Alexander, as well as the vinyl. I'm just saying, calling you out there. Michael Stanislawski, this is you, my friend. I'm telling you, man, I'm throwing names out.
Greg, we can't start calling names out.
We're calling names out because I know what they love. And this is stuff that they're going to love.
Or maybe, you know what? How about, because since I love giving out goodie bags.
Ooh.
If you can show me that you purchased a vinyl.
Or a CD.
Or a CD, you'll be entered in a drawing.
Ooh, a giveaway. Buy this album or this CD or buy both, and you're into a...
And I promise I'll make it really good.
She's going to make a goodie bag for you. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh. Pearl, you're the best. Thank you, guys.
So go to justinbeahm.com. Love you, Justin, to the world. Any other plugs you want to give other than justinbeahm.com?
No, it's all there.
That's
and
it.
This has been beyond what I could have hoped. Thank you so much.
Hope y'all enjoyed the clips. We're going to sign out now. Appreciate you checking out Land of the Creeps podcast. So if you're listening to this on audio form, you're going to hear this. If you're watching this on video, you're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? But as we always like to say, follow us over at Facebook, Instagram, X, all them spots, YouTube right here. Subscribe to the channel. Would love that. Give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that as well. And on your podcast platforms, please give us a 5-star rating and subscribe. Yes, love.
Just hey, seriously, don't forget to stream, download, follow, share Justin Beahm.
There you go. Do it. And we'll love you forever. So help keep horror alive. We do that one movie at a time, one review at a time. Phantom Lightkeeper is, I should do this, Justin, as we sign out right here. Just one. We're going to sign it out with this song right here. And we're going to let it play for a minute. Yes. Yes. There you go, my friends. We'll see you on the flip side. Help keep horror alive. One movie at a time, one review at a time. Peace.